Hello, my name is Eric Aquino, and this is my Art180 presentation for critiquing photography. My presentation is on Mary Ellen Mark. She's an American photographer who did photojournalism, documentary, photography, portraiture, and advertising photography. And today we'll be going over some of her pieces that stood out to me. All these images were found on her gallery website and are typically seen online on her personal gallery website. The first photo I've selected is Lily Sapolsky 2000. This reflects one of her still images as the photo is able to reflect the dynamicness of her hair being blown by wind in a single frame. The technique of background control is able to give the viewer to focus strictly on the lady. The next photo is Pamela Anderson in the swimming pool in 1998, and it falls under aesthetically evaluative because it encapsulates the beauty and empowerment of the model looking fiercely towards the camera. It's aesthetically pleasing from the beauty of the model as well as the use of a focal point with the swimming pool as the edges of the pool are going towards one point and the reflection of the water also adds another layer of aesthetic to the photo. The third photo from her is Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and it's an interpretive photo. The photo is set up with a symmetrical portrait of a dog above a child that's not a symmetrical pose, which creates a contrast between the two focuses of the photo. This adds to the interpretation of the photo if the viewer is left to interpret if the child and dog are similar emotionally or different because of their physical differences. The viewer has to make assumptions and interpret the child and what they may be going through in the hospital since they have a mask on and have an expression that shows their focus to something outside the photo's frame of view. The significance of this piece of work is to highlight pediatric healthcare and to bring attention to the field that involves children in hospitals. And it's a subject that needs to be known, so taking artistic photography of children in settings like hospitals can create conversations about it and get people talking about it. The last photo in the presentation that will be talked about from Mary Ellen Mark is Ward 81 and was shot in 1976. This photo is more representative of ethically evaluative since the photo is taking a photo of a mental patient in a psych ward. The photo shows the patient in a unique emotional state and uses a single light technique to create a mini shadow of the patient's face. The shadow can be interpreted as a reflection of a negative emotional state of the patient. The photo is significant in showing a patient in a still image to try to encapsulate who they are and what they are going through in a ward. The light from the window can emphasize there is hope for them, and it's right next to the patient, interpreted as it's near the future. Similar to the healthcare and pediatrics, it strikes up a conversation about unspoken populations, and she clearly seems significant to her work to be important to be taking photos and create ideas about these populations. Her photography has also made me feel more closer to the beauty of humans and how they can be portrayed. And I think my perception of photography has definitely been changed on how well it can capture human figures in different settings. That's all the photos I wanted to highlight from the gallery. Thank you for listening to my presentation on Mary Ellen Mark and what types of work she's created that are important to highlight.